We have Dr. Jorn Dyerberg speaking for us. He's one of the original pioneers with omega-3 fatty acids. He's been doing omega-3 fatty acids as long as Cooper Clinic's been here. He published in Lancet in 1971. So, wow, that puts it in perspective. What do you think, Dr. Cooper? Is that a pretty long time? Yeah. He's currently medical and scientific advisor with Marine Ingredients. I think that they supply us with our omega-3 supplements. So if you'll greet him with a nice Texas welcome.
Thank you so very much, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to visit this clinic here, which is for me very impressive. And I look very much forward to talk to you during the next hour or so, trying to partly entertain and partly educate, because I have had, as I was so mentioned, I've had the privilege, by poor chance, to introduce the concept of the long-chain omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids into human nutrition science and public interest. And it's why I have made a presentation called A Voyage of Discovery, because it has been rather long, as it rightly was said. It started back in 1970. So the omega-3 story started in 1970, and it started with an Eskimo experience. So I'll start by telling you my Eskimo story that ended up with the omega-3 answer to some disease problems we were faced with. The omega-3 story starts with this slide. This is the Danish periodical, weekly periodical, which has a paper in 1969 pointing at the Greenlandic disease spectrum. Greenland, this huge island up here, was part of this tiny little country down here, Denmark. Greenland and Denmark was one country, and Inuits, or Eskimos as we said at that time, we don't use that word so much any longer, but Inuits at that time were Danes. And the leader pointed at these Danes living under quite different conditions than the rest of the Danes. Here you see the hunter Enoch and his daughter and his father sitting with a cigarette, very typically, and the mother dressed up for church in Islåsvit, a small settlement we visited very often. But these people living under different conditions than the rest of co-citizens in Denmark. And of course, I deliberately choose some fancy or illustrative pictures, but this was an inhabited house at Islåsvit at that time. The more decent houses could have exterior like that. And living from another provision. Here you see the drying place for their court, which is seal and fish, and mostly seal. And if we go closer in on it, you can see here their food for human and their dogs hanging for dry, and the skin, seal skin, spanned out for drying to mending husband's kayak that has obviously had a minor accident. These people had, amongst other things, a quite different number of heart disease. Their rate of heart disease death in these years were far different from that of US, being 40% of all death in this age span. In Denmark, a little bit lower, but among the Greenlanders, far lower. And the question was in that paper, how come? And second, there's a sort of an obligation on Danish doctors to find out the reason for that.